Scholars, let us look at the part 2 aspect of transport in plant, photosynthesis and transport in plant. Now, I have a question here which state that Temba investigates how plants take up water. Here is an equipment he uses. So he uses these two equipment, and this is at the start. This is at the start, while this is after 48 hours. So at the start and after 48 hours. So you should be able to try and figure out the change that took place. Now, you find out that the water level reduces after 48 hours. Then that it signifies that the plant has been able to absorb water through the root. So which part of the plant takes in water? So which part absorb water is the root. Now, describe how plants take in water. Plant take in water through osmosis. Plants absorb water by osmosis. The next question in relation to that is describe what happens to the water after it has been taken in by plant. Now, there is a lot plant water travels through the stem, up the stem through the xylem. So here I can say water travel through the stem by the xylem vessels to the leaf. At the leaf, it can be used for photosynthesis. And also some of this water will now, the rest will evaporate through the mesophyll layers and the rest will leave or diffuse out as water vapor through the stomata. Through the stomata. Okay, so the next question that will give you a full 3 marks and more content is the diagram shows a healthy plant and a wilting plant. Sorry, a healthy plant and a wilting plant. So this plant is healthy and this plant is wilting. Now, if you can observe the change in terms of the leaf and flowers, they are kind of falling off. So the question now is, the table shows the volume of water entering and leaving 4 different plants in one day. So water entering the plant is this, and water leaving the plant is this value. So the 4 different plants A, B, C, D. Now, which plant A, B, C, or D will be the first to wilt? So the one that will be first to wilt is the one that loses almost all or more than the amount of water it absorbs. So I think C will be the first to wilt because the amount of water entering the plant is just 3, while the amount of water leaving the plant is 16. So the plant will begin to wilt. Now the next question is, have been planned an investigation to find out if plants lose more water as the temperature increases. So state the variable that he needs to change in this investigation. So what he needs to change here is the temperature. He needs to change the temperature because that's the independent variable. Temperature. Now suggest one variable that Irving should keep constant in this experiment. Now he's trying to investigate the loss of water from plants. So what he needs to keep constant should be the volume of water in the experiment should be constant, volume of water, so you'll be able to measure the change. The type of plant, should be the same, so it will be a fair test. Now the Earth is about 150 million kilometers away from the Sun. Mars is 225 million kilometers away from the Sun. Now this will affect how much food could be made by photosynthesis on Mars. Suggest why food production on Mars will be affected because sunlight is needed for photosynthesis. So suggest why food production on Mars could be affected. Sunlight will not be available. So sunlight intensity will be low. Therefore, food production will be less. Now, explain the reason. Because sunlight is needed by plants for photosynthesis. Light is needed for photosynthesis. That's it. Now the next question is, many plants have flowers. Sorry, this is the next part of our content. We're going to look at reproduction in flowering plants. So this is the part 2 on photosynthesis. I think I'm done with that. So let me close this booklet and stop the video.